Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Today we've got something very special for you. We're going to be floating down the river, and we're going to be fishing for panfish.
That's right. You know, in several shows in the past, we've covered catching bluegills and shellcrackers in ponds and lakes, and today we're going to float a summertime river, midsummer when it's pretty hot and sultry, and you go early. You look for the deep holes. That's where the fish are hanging out, and you present them topwater popping bugs, and they hit them.
Mentioned popping bugs. We'll talk more about that during gear time. Kelly Davis is going to take an up-close look at a lily pad today.
That's right, the water lily, one of the floating plants that you see out when you're fishing on the surface of the water. They flower in early summer, add a lot of color to wherever you're fishing, and she'll take a close-up look at them.
All right, it's Kelly Davis on Nature Breaky. It's gear time, and it's floating down the river fishing for panfish, all right here on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Joe, we've been talking about doing some river fishing for brim, and this is it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different approach than the last time we were wading. This boat's nice.
Oh, there it was, right there.
In addition to being dry, I can sit down.
Yeah, this middle of the summer, coastal river, good brim, good river robin fishing.
Got to do pretty good. The water's moving not too fast, but it's moving along, but I think we'll do fine.
Well, the concept is the very same that you'd use in a pond, except you're moving along a little bit faster here with some current.
Yep. I've hung myself in the tree. Well, this little rig that we've got, these popping bugs work just as good in this river as they do in that pond. In fact,
oh yeah,
the fish seem to want it a little bit more. They really go after it. I'm impressed with these river robin. You were telling me about how good they fight, and I'd never seen one. I always thought that a river robin was a bluegill or brim, just a red breast. Did not know it was a different species of fish. So I've learned a lot fishing with you. You're a good mentor.
Stick with me, Joe. You'll learn some more.
It was told to me that you were going to smoke my bacon. Now, you want to explain what that means?
Well, Joe, it just means you'll be put in the back of the boat and you'll stay there all day.
I am at the back of the boat. I can't get any further unless I get out.
Another one just I knocked something off the tree there.
Pretty good size one, isn't it?
It's not bad.
River robin? Yes.
No, that's just a regular brim.
Is it?
Yeah, look at that.
It is. Yes, it is.
Isn't it pretty?
They're beautiful. You know, what fascinates me is the different. You find river robin, you find those old big black brim in here, or you find those with those orange breasts like that. They're beautiful. The river must be full of fish.
I think it is.
I can't personally testify to that, but yeah, I'm just doing the best I can what I have. And I don't have a lot right now.
No comment. No comment.
This bank looks good.
Oh yeah. Another little deep bank.
Go in and make a withdrawal. This is probably the only bank you can make a withdrawal without having to make a deposit first. It's good fishing. Oh yeah, come on, baby.
Well, we've got another situation here with a boat.
Oh, yes. Watch that rod dance. Go, you rascal, you. Very good.
Oh, Joseph. Hey,
that's beautiful.
That might be the biggest river robin I've seen out of here.
What?
Oh, no.
Well, it was.
It was the biggest.
We'll never know.
That was a whopping.
That was a big one. And I had it right there, in that little spot you had put yours. Came up and absolutely busted it.
I thought it might have been a bass.
Well, I saw him when he hit.
Let's see. We'll have to maneuver here.
Boy, that thing is moving now, Tommy. Oh, gosh, no, I don't want in the world.
You got a hook on that thing?
Yeah, I'm going to check it right now, because I've had 5 in a row to knock the
Look at that.
Got one already.
Yes.
Well, you caught one a while ago, isn't it?
No, I think I was back the other way a little bit. It's just a little regular brim there.
It is. I thought it was
Not
a
a river robin, but not bad
not a
for
river robin. I'll tell you what,
Look out
put him
there,
on my
Skip.
mess. I'll claim him. Not
Pretty. Going right through the hole.
beautiful. Hit
Be
pretty good
patient,
too.
Be patient, my boy. You're going back in.
Hit hard, didn't it?
He did. He really jumped on it.
Was the fish cool?
He was
They
warm.
like the water's warm.
Yeah, very warm.
You know, when we were coming up here a while ago, it's almost like we say smelling his brim bed. Haven't hit that scent yet, but way up earlier, it was pretty strong. So it'd be interesting to see if we have any activity where we thought we might.
I think we will.
Yeah. Thumbing his nose at me. Or his fin. Pretty good. Look
Good
at
hit.
that rod bend. Come on, buddy. Don't get off. Oh man, this was nice. It's a bass, I believe. I believe it is a bass.
It is a bass.
Very good.
How
very
about that?
good. Look at that rascal bend that rod.
He
That's
nailed
just
it.
why I love this ultralight fly rod. He feels like about a 6 or 8 pounder. He's probably a pound and a half at the most, but come on, kid. Give it up.
He really thinks he's a 6.5
Give it up.
pounder.
Give it up, kid. Oh, yes, pretty. Come on,
There
put
you
on a
go.
show there, buddy. Come on, you can do better than that. I had brim bigger than you. Come on, kid, jump. Come on, buddy. Ah, he doesn't want to quit. Well, that's all right. You go ahead and run. This feels that much more fun.
Who's got whom?
Well, that's a matter of debate right now. Get away from that motor. Get away from there. Ah, here he comes. Now just don't slide off. Let me reach down and grab you gingerly by the mouth. Ah! Look
Oh
at
yes.
Tommy, look
Oh
at
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
What do he weigh? He'll weigh a pound and a half on it easy.
He'll weigh a pound and a half, I think.
Ah, that is a beautiful fish. And I'm telling you, I can't get up how strong he is. Pound and a half, wouldn't you say? Beautiful. Thank you, my friend, and you are my friend. Oh, that
Pretty
was
work.
Fun. That was fun. That was fun. Go and say, oh, there we go. Very good. Very
There
good
you are.
indeed.
There you
Little
are, my
river
boy.
robin.
There you are.
I mean, he's not big, but he knocked the stuffings out of
He
it.
sure did.
Yeah, little river robin. Come here, kid. Come here, kid. You don't know who you're tackling with. How's the river robin, Tommy?
You're
Great.
You're already $100 in the hole. Right?
Yeah. The fella's got red eyes, Tommy. Looks like he's been out having a suds or two. Yeah, that's a pretty fish. Beautiful colors. And like I say, I always thought that a river robin was simply a brim. I thought it was just an old Southern saying. Folks didn't know what they were talking about. I found out I didn't know what they were talking about. That's a good sized one.
Yeah, that's not a bad little robin there.
They're pretty fish. They really are beautiful. I like those dark blue brim, but that fish right there is absolutely gorgeous.
Have a hit, Joe?
Had a great strike, but I missed it. Both of
Okay.
us, we
Another
missed
little
each other.
river robin.
That's pretty fish. Have you ever eaten any of those fish? Are
No,
they
I
good?
never have. I never have, but I'm sure there's enough meat on there to have a good fish fry.
Can you imagine catching one that weighs a pound? My gosh.
No, I'd
You'd have
love to. I feel like it's got to be some in here
Oh,
that
sure
big.
they are.
One of these days, I'd like to catch one that weighs a pound. I might have to keep
I
it.
have a small one here. I have a small one, but I have a fish. Yes, little river robin. Yeah, sometimes you get hung up on size, but for sheer having fun, you can't beat this just to catch a fish. No matter
Yeah.
what size they are, they want to fight. That's a little brim. Yeah, we're talking about the difference of those fish. This fish right here is a much smaller mouth. And, you know, my gosh, he probably weighs 4 ounces, but a 4-ounce robin will pull twice as hard. Gosh, that's pretty. Now, this one doesn't have the little black specks like the other one did.
I don't know what the difference is.
I don't have
really
any idea what the difference is.
I'm
Not at all.
Not up on it. I need to be.
Fish is cool. Beautiful fish. Ready to go back, kid? Let's go. Thank you. Yes, it. Nice little pull. Look, look, look. Come on, buddy. Yeah, make that thing dance. That's a big fish. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that bass come behind him?
Is there a bass
came up
behind him?
and knocked at him. Yeah.
Probably ought to throw my beetle spinner right behind him.
Oh, good gosh. Now, this is a good size fish here.
That's nice. That is a nice river robin.
That is a beautiful fish. Look at that fish. Look at his colors.
That's
iridescent
beautiful.
right in there. Oh, he's been drinking. A little red-eyed rascal.
Rough night he had.
Yes, yes. Yeah, well, he staggered onto my bug. That's all that matters. And look at the mouth. What amazes me is that, as we were saying, that mouth is so big.
Yeah, I'm almost convinced there's a cross situation there between a brim and a goggle-eye warmouth.
That's a beautiful fish. Now, that fish weighs 6 ounces, and he fights like he's 8'10". Really does good.
I just had a good
Thank you,
hit.
my friend,
Look at
and
there.
you are my friend.
Good fish, Joseph.
Yes. Well, I knew there was one in there. Had my name on it.
I'm letting you get the size today. I felt guilty.
You're letting me. Oh, you're a piece of work. Anything big?
Not extremely large.
Extremely large, but it's a fishy.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
Robin, isn't it?
Wow, look at that little
He's
rascal.
running pretty strong to be as small as you say he
Look at
was.
him. Not bad.
No,
Not
no,
bad
nice.
at all.
Very nice, very nice.
Not bad. Oh,
Ah,
look.
yes. Seeing Dave,
look
that's
at
just
that.
a regular brim.
Yep, pretty though.
That's beautiful fish.
He likes that beat up bug,
Beautiful
doesn't
fish. Oh, gosh, Joe. I have wrapped that thing around there so good. Well, I got it off. Babe Winkleman would be proud. It's not a bad fish, Tommy. Has it got those little black dots on them like I said, the flyers one I had a while ago?
he? Well, he's more of a traditional brim.
Yep. Well, obviously he wanted to get back in the water.
And he did.
And he did. Pretty fish. We have not caught any of those big black ones, those big dark ones yet.
No, we haven't caught a single
In
one
fact, I
of
don't
them.
believe we caught any last time we came out here. Whoa!
Oh.
Yes.
Where was he? Where was he?
Right over there in that treetop, buddy. Right over there, buddy.
Right over there, buddy.
Look at this rascal.
Hello.
It's a
Just a
river
brim?
robin, but he is really fighting. Come here, kid. Fight it, buddy. Fight it.
Oh, he's nice.
Yes. He's not as humongous or ginormous, but look at that size. It is a pretty good sized fish. That's a pretty fish. A long earlobe here.
Yeah, I've noticed that on those.
I've never noticed that before, but the
I don't
colors.
think I have
we keep
either.
talking about the colors. That iridescent in there is beautiful. How mouthful do you, kid? Little red-eyed rascal. They like that color. That is beautiful. If you had that rascal twice that size, and he's about 6 or 7 ounces,
Be impossible. You couldn't
they're
handle
absolutely gorgeous. All right, kid, let's go back. He nailed a stepping that out. Right over there, right there in that tree. Well, you messed it up now, obviously.
I've taken care of that whole place over there now.
As you do that to me sometimes. But you know what? That might just stir them on, Tommy. Let me go ahead and get before you messed up there.
That
Got
might
him.
be,
Good
it might be
fish.
a brim.
That's a brim. It looks like it's foul hook or something.
It
Tommy.
might be. But he came up under it.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's putting some fight in there. That's my God Almighty.
He came up under
That's
it
the
and
biggest one.
swirled and then came back and hit it.
That's a bluegill. That's a big old male.
That's an old looking fish. Hey, isn't that pretty?
That's beautiful. That's an 8-ounce brim
That's
right there.
one that
or
you'd
better.
expect to catch in a pond under old willow tree.
That's an 8 to 10 ounce brim there, buddy.
Joe, that's a little bit different
Oh,
variety
yeah.
from what we
Yeah.
caught earlier today. You know, it's definitely not a river robin. That's
That's your pond brim.
yeah, looks like a pond brim.
Yes,
Isn't it pretty?
Big old male. Look at that rascal turning darker red.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's a fish I would expect to catch in a pond.
Yep, you're
I
right.
really would. But you never know when you're out here on this river. You can catch some just like that and some a little bigger.
He's an 8 to 9 ounce brim. That's a good sized fish.
My dad would say old humpback.
Well, it is. You can see it right there.
Yeah,
Looks like he ran into a brick wall.
he's pretty though.
Beautiful fish.
He liked that bug too, didn't he?
Ah, yes.
Not only did we have a great time, but that was just a productive day of fishing.
It really was, and yeah, that time of the year when it's hot during the middle of the day, you go early or go late, and a river like that, it's just picturesque that time of year. It's low, you see sandbars, and it's just everything's green, and the river's full of fish, and they're congregated in these deep holes, and with the popping bugs and a light fly rod, you can have a lot of fun.
Talking about popping bugs, let's learn more about that. Let's go to Gear Time.
Well, Tom, not a bad day on the river. It just shows what you can catch if you take the right equipment. We've got a bass, some river robin, bluegill. Pretty good selection with what we have here. What do you think?
Yes, it's a real simple thing to do here on the river. You don't need a lot of equipment. This is not cane pole fishing, but it's not too many steps above that. You can take a 8.5 fly rod with actually a level line. This is a weight forward. That's what I like to use, and I'm used to it. But you can take little bitty poppers like this, any color, it does not matter, and catch all the panfish you want to catch, and occasionally a bass too.
I like this 7.5 footer and 7 footer. This is a weight forward also. It's very ultra light. That bass that I had felt like he weighed twice as much as he did. And that's why I like it. The disadvantage is in the wind, and what I've done is I've overloaded the line. I put 6 weight on a 4 weight line, a 4 weight rod, and it helps to kick that line out. It can wear you out at times, but it really is fun. These popping bugs that we have, we've got quite a few of them with the feathers and the little legs, and looking at them in the water, they just look like something trying to get across, maybe a spider or something. And all kinds. I mean, you've got different shapes. You've got tiny oblong bodies, long slender bodies, black. You got white, all kinds of these things. Anything with any activity, that fish thinks it's food and comes up and knocks the stuffings out of it.
Well, they're aggressive in here.
Yes.
They really are. Even during the hot summertime when you can find some cool water, they're really aggressive. And they'll take it and they'll swallow it. And something like this comes in handy.
Bug out.
Yeah, stick it down in there around the hook, pop it a little bit, and it comes right out. Saves your finger and saves the fish. You know, it really does work well. I used to use a pocket knife with a V cut in it for many, many years.
Yeah, and to show you don't need anything big to carry, you can put every bug you need in a little small plastic box like this.
Sure can.
Everything you need. I've got about 25 or 30 bugs in there, and little extra tie knots and stuff. I'll tell you one thing I've done that's interesting is I've stopped buying tapered leaders. I make my own with some sections of 20 foot, 10 foot, and 8 foot leader in different sections, and it rolls just as well as a tapered leader. Tapered leaders can be expensive. It's more fun to create different lengths and to play with them. It's been a good day.
It really has.
If we had thought about it, we could have, you know, brought us a couple of big drinks and gone swimming and had a lot of fun.
Could have. Still a little bit of time left in the day.
We can catch some more fish. You want to go back and catch a few more?
I'd rather catch a few more.
Let's
I really
do
have.
that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I have too.
Thanks, guys. That's some great information. But, Joe, when you get right down to it, it's some fairly simple stuff.
It really is. Popping bug fishing for panfish is simple. A couple of things I'd like to highlight on popping bug selection is when you go to buy one, look for the concave mouth and the rubber legs. Always have some legs on them and a little concave to the mouth of the bug. That gives it life. It gives it the popping effect when it goes across the water. Also the legs moving on the surface, that kind of brings them alive too. So remember that when you go to buy your bugs, and you'll see they'll be real productive for you.
All right, let's head out to the lily pads. Kelly Davis is standing by with Nature Break.
These beauties are fragrant water lilies. The fragrant water lily is an aquatic plant that grows in the eastern United States and in southern Canada in sluggish streams, ponds, pools, and lakes. To identify it, you look for the bright white and yellow flower and the broad floating leaf. Now, as with other floating leaved plants, the water lily leaf is round and it has no serrations. Experts believe this is the best shape to hold up to the wear and tear of wind and waves. Now, the leaf has some other neat features too. It's sort of leathery feeling. This probably protects it from heavy rains and hail, and the top of it has a waxy cuticle on it that makes it almost water repellent. This allows air to come and grow from the small holes in the leaf surface called stomates. Now, the underside of the leaf is a little bit slimy. The mucus on it probably helps reduce the abrasion that plants get when they bump against each other in currents. And the color of it. You notice how red it is. This probably makes the leaf temperature warmer than the water around it and improves or makes transpiration more efficient. That's the process by which plants release water. The leaves are connected by a stem to a thick rhizome that's buried in the mud. Don't be fooled, I didn't just pull this up, I had to dig it up. The rhizome lives from year to year, it's perennial, and the stem and the leaf die back each year. Now the inside of the stem has several channels that allow air to flow from the leaf to the rhizome and back again. A water lily flower has white petals surrounded by the yellow sexual parts. Now the male and female parts flower at different times so that the plant does not self-pollinate. Because it's so fragrant, a lot of pollinators are drawn to this plant, including bees and beetles and flies. After the plant is fertilized, the flower is pulled down under the water by the kinking of the stem. It encloses, and the seeds mature inside this fleshy structure called an aril. Once the seeds are mature, the aril breaks off, floats around, the seeds fall out, drop to the bottom, and germinate the following spring. It usually takes a plant about 2 years to flower. A water lily plant provides a great microhabitat for a lot of organisms. You can tell just how much a plant's used by looking at the raggedness of the leaf. For example, this leaf is filled with a lot of 1/4-inch holes. These were drilled by the female longhorn beetle so that she could lay her eggs in semicircular masses around the edge of the hole on the leaf's undersides. Other invertebrates that use the top of the leaf include damselflies, dragonflies, and water spiders. On the underside of the leaf, it's not unusual to see small clams, and it's also nice to know that primitive animals such as protozoa and sponges also live there. The stems are often covered with algae, although this one's fairly clean, and algae eaters such as clams and snails live on the stems. With all that invertebrate activity around a water lily plant, it's no surprise that invertebrate eaters such as minnows and frogs also live around the plant. And then you get the minnow and frog eaters here, such as chain pickerel and bass. The seeds of a water lily plant are eaten by some species of waterfowl, including wood ducks, ringnecks, gadwall, and they're also eaten by rails. Now, the rhizome has a lot of eaters, including beavers, muskrat, porcupines, and white-tailed deer. And as a matter of fact, you can eat a water lily rhizome. I've tried it. I wouldn't recommend it, but the fragrance of a water lily, this is my idea of aromatherapy. This is Kelly Davis. See you next week.
Thanks, Kelly, for that look at the water lily. You show me a water lily, I'm going to show you where to catch a fish. And Joe, talking about catching fish, we didn't talk about the art of fly fishing enough.
That's right. We don't want to oversimplify fly fishing because you need to know how to work that fly rod, how to place that bug in the right place where you think the fish is, and you just don't do that like you do with a spinning rod or a casting rod. You got to work with it. And but the variety of bugs that are out there, you have colors, lots of colors and lots of different styles of bugs. But looking for one with the concave mouth and the legs, that just brings that bug to life, and it'll make a difference for you.
No doubt about it. We just had a productive day panfishing.
A lot of fun on the river.
No doubt about it. For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.